Welcome back to Market Pros. We're gonna have a short update today on the story of the market, because we're basically going in a range, but there is a huge move coming. Huge move. When we break this range, we're either gonna go to the bottom of the range, the larger range, or to these last highs. Uh, and then we'll come back to it if we do get to these last highs. The probability is more to the downside right now, but we're pretty neutral. So let's get into it. All right, so as you see, you're kind of having a multi crossover here, but you're in a range right now. So if you break out of the top of here at basically 19,250, you will probably come up to 19,400, where this VPVR level is. What the VPVR does is it measures horizontal volumes at a certain price level. All right, so if we do break these moving averages, we're probably going to come up to that level at 19,400. All right, so, and that's the bullish case. That would also imply that this RSI works its way up, the MACD crosses that zero line, and the BBWP starts to expand. We're going to go over each of these indicators real quick. I'm just giving you a short update right in the beginning. All right, by the way, leave a comment if you guys like the story of the market first, or if you like me to go over why it's doing what it is first, and then the story of the market. All right, so if we break the bottom of this range, basically 1950, $19,050, we're probably going to come down to this purple zone at the 18,400 level. And then we'll come back to it. I do think this move is going to happen very soon, probably tomorrow or the next day. So stay tuned, because this BBWP is starting to curl around. Your moving average is losing its downside curvature. We're on the 1 hour, by the way. And so the volatility is going to pick up pretty soon. All right, like what I'm thinking is tomorrow or the next day. We can consolidate a little bit longer. It could even happen today. Just depends on when this move happens and when we break these range lows or highs, which your range highs is coming in right basically where the 100 is at 19,200. But I would like to see us break 19,250 in order to validate the upside. Right now, your momentum oscillators are pretty much resetting. We're in the neutral zone right now. You're above your signal line, but barely above the neutral median line. We're basically resetting right now. You need to cross 19,129 to the downside in order to cross that signal line to the downside. All right, your MACD, which is also a momentum oscillator, is below its zero line, but it's basically right at the zero line. That's what I'm saying. These momentum oscillators basically reset. Now, you need to stay above 19,121, 122 actually, in order to keep rising above. You will cross the signal line at 19,043, and you will cross the zero line to the upside at 19,203. So we're basically at an inflection point right now. That's what I'm saying. We're pretty neutral. We're at an inflection point. Like I said, this BBWP is turning around. Moving average is losing its downside curvature. So as soon as this BBWP line crosses that moving average, and your moving average has a positive slope, that's when you want to stay nimble. That's when we're probably going to break the range low or range high. All right, let's move to the 4 hour real quick after we check here. So we did find support on the double demand order block, and now we're finding resistance at the supply order block. Your stochastic looks like it's curling back around, so you do want to watch this, because if we enter the oversold region again, that's going to mean we have strong downside momentum. Okay, and we are trying to cross that to the downside, but if we get the retest and resumption up, we're still going to be in the bearish control zone. But, you know, if we can break out of the bearish control zone, that's going to look very good. That's also where these last support and resistances are. So there's going to be high resistance at the top of the bearish control zone for the stochastic. All right, now if we can break the 20 MA, EMA, or SMA, which is the middle band on the Bollinger Bands right here, these blue lines and this orange line is your middle band, basically right where that supply order block is. I would expect us to come up to the top band at 19,650, which also pretty much coincides with, whoa, what happened here? Oh, okay. Which also coincides with 19,650. Basically these last highs. Now, like I said, first we need to get above these moving averages at the 19,250 level. Then I would expect us to come up to that 19,650 level. That would still be a lower high. We need to break that in order to be bullish, okay? Let's see. That's about it for Bitcoin. We're just going to stay on the shorter term time frames today because, I mean, we're basically in a range. So this ain't going to be a long video, but we're going to go over some other coins as well. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum, similar story to Bitcoin. You're having a multi-cross over here, but you are, I mean, you're kind of in a range here. You did have a little bit of a bear trap. So we're going to find out. I mean, you're being held down by the 50 right now, basically converging against that 21. RSI, neutral median zone. Neutral median zone, testing the neutral median line. If we can stay above this signal line, we could work our way up to this last high on the RSI. That's going to be high resistance. If we get rejected from there across that neutral median line to the downside plus the signal line, I would expect us to enter the bearish control zone. All right, and we need to stay above 1285 in order to stay above that signal line. MACD, cruising its way up to the zero line. Positive momentum's pretty stable on the histogram. Need to continue up above 1284 in order to continue rising above, which is basically right where we're at. To cross below the signal line, you got to get below 1273. And to cross above the zero line, you need to get above 1295. All right, we have a reverse function on these indicators right here that can tell you these levels. If you would like to know the level, if you would like to know the indicators, join the Discord. Ask me there. By the way, if you guys are liking this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Show some support in this bear market. Check out the links in the description below. One being the Discord. A lot of good conversation about crypto, trading, investing, NFTs, metaverse, anything markets and investing and trading. We talk about it there. We stay ahead of the curve collectively. It's definitely the place to be. All right. So, like I said, join the Discord and ask me there, and we'll get you set up. BBWP on the BBWP on the 4 hours coming down hard. Probably going to consolidate here a little longer. Moving average has a strong downside slope. RSI just got out of the bearish control zone. If we do get back into that bearish control zone, I would expect a small bounce at this RSI level up to the top of the bearish control zone and then continue down. MACD, getting rejected from the zero line, coming back up. If this is a retest and a resumption down, that's not going to look good. All right, but if we can get the cross to the signal line, which is 1293, not too far away, I would expect us to come back up to the zero line, possibly break it, or get a double top and get rejected. All right, so there's basically your bullish and bearish cases for the momentum oscillators. Let's go over here. All right, so similar story, finding some support on a double order block. You're not in the oversold yet. If we do cross to the downside, I would expect this to, I want 2 ticks. I want 2 ticks of a cross to the downside in order to enter that oversold region. If that happens, I would expect us to come to the bottom band at 1260. If 1260 breaks, $1,000 is my next target, somewhere around there. Probably get front ran a bit, you know, but that's the region that I'm looking at, okay? Let's move on to Solana. Solana here is looking a little weaker. You are in a range. You're being held down by the 50. All your moving averages are below each other. Has quite a bit of a fan out, which means you're going to have resistance at each one of these moving averages, especially at 3125, where this 200 comes in at. Excuse me. Also, where our purple zone and the POC point of control on the VPVR is sitting. Right now, your RSI touching that neutral median zone, or that neutral median line. Looks like we could be making some sort of a W pattern. If we cross this last high I would expect us to come somewhere up here, basically to these last lows where we had this head and shoulders on the RSI. MACD coming up to the 0 line. Similar story to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Positive momentum on the histogram is pretty stable. BBWP is very low. Probably going to print some dark blue bars here and consolidate for a little longer. That's why I said the move is probably happening between tomorrow and Monday. All right, that's what I'm looking at right now is tomorrow and Monday. Let's move on to order blocks and stochastics. Like I said, Solana is weaker right now. I mean, we're going to have major resistance to this middle band and this supply order block at about 30.15. Stochastic, looking like it's trying to cross to the downside. Like I said, it can stay in this oversold region for a while, and that means there's strong momentum. If you buy and sell just off of oversold and overbought, you're not going to maximize your profits. The last 3 months of the last bull cycle was all in the overbought zone. So if you'd have sold as soon as you got in there, you'd have missed all that profit. What it does mean is that it means that it's not very sustainable. It wouldn't take much to turn it around from these extreme regions. All right, so let's go back here and talk about the order bearish and bullish cases. The bullish case is, first of all, that we break the 200 at 30.33, about 30.30. All right, the actual bullish case is that we break 31.25. If we can do that on a 1 hour closure, I would expect us to break these last highs at about 31.77 region, and then continue up and onward probably to 32.40. All right, but we'll come back to that by that time. All right, so let's move on. I want to include ADA today from a Discord member, which was requested. Okay, so ADA does not look very good right now. All right, we are having a reset of the indicators, but looks like we're trying to enter the bearish control zone again. Below your signal line, below your neutral median line, MACD probably getting rejected from the 0 line, crossing to the downside. Positive momentum was pretty stable, but now we're starting to print a dark red bar. BBWP is about to cross its moving average, which means the move is probably going to come pretty soon. It could happen before Bitcoin, but we'll find out. When Bitcoin moves, though, Cardano is going to move, okay? All your major moving averages are below each other. You're being held down by the 21 right now. Let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour does not look good. All your major moving averages are fanned out, all below each other. BBWP is very, very low. As soon as that sucker turns around, it's going to move. All right, your MACD is coming up from a pretty extreme zone. All right, you're going to have major resistance right where we're at right now, basically where these last support levels were. So we're coming up into resistance. We could get rejected from that point. BBWP is very low, like I said. And I mean, the bullish case is that you break the 200 all the way up here at 43 cents. Okay. Bearish case is that you break this last low and make a lower low at about 36 cents. All right. I mean, that's basically pretty clear cut. You know, it's going to take a while. I mean, you're going to have major resistance at each one of these moving averages. First of all, your 200 is going to be the most one. Look, your 200 sits right where that POC on the VPVR sits as well. Major resistance. I'm not bullish until we cross that level. All right. So that's, let's check order block for ADA real quick. Yeah, we're far below the supply order block at about 39 cents. You know, if we break this middle band at 35.5 cents, not going to look good. Your stochastics crossing to the downside. Right now, we're on the first tick. All right, we have 2 hours left. So if we do cross that, I would expect us to come back into the oversold region. All right, so stay nimble right now with Cardano. Cardano could get really ugly really quick. All right, so watch Bitcoin, watch your BBWP, watch your momentum oscillators, then watch your altcoins, okay? If you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. Join the damn Discord. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.